So conservatives walloped liberals and progressives in the off-season elections yesterday, and I want to give you some stunning facts here that show the crisis the Democratic Party is in. Vox reports the following, quote, 70% of state legislatures, more than 60% of governors, and 55% of attorneys general and secretaries of state are in Republican hands. And of course, Republicans control both chambers of Congress. All right, let's pause right off the bat here. Diggity, diggity, damn. Even I didn't know the extent of the crushing victories by the Republicans. I want to repeat that because it really is mind-blowing. 70% of state legislatures controlled by Republicans, more than 60% of governors controlled by Republicans, and 55% of attorneys general controlled by Republicans, and over 55% of secretaries of state. Oh my God, man, that's so immensely depressing. They say, in what Democrats should take as a further bleak sign, 4 of the 11 states where they control both houses of the state legislature, Maryland, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Illinois, have a Republican governor. This leaves just 7 states under unified Democratic Party control. Republicans have unified control of 25 states. God damn, look at that again. That's another mind-blowing fact. Republicans totally control 25 states. Democrats only totally control 7 states. They say, along with the usual set of tax cuts for higher income individuals and business-friendly regulations, the result has been an unprecedented wave of restrictions on abortion rights, as we've been reporting on this show for years now, the spread of union-hostile so-called right-to-work laws into the Great Lakes states, new curbs on voting rights to further tilt the electorate in a richer, whiter, older direction, larger-scale layoffs of teachers and other public sector workers who are likely to support Democrats. But this isn't even the worst of it. Get this. Under President Obama, Democrats have lost 900-plus state legislature seats, 12 governors, 69 House seats, and 13 Senate seats. We are silently getting our ass kicked. So the Republicans, of course, are winning because they're redistricting and they're gerrymandering and they're suppressing the vote, aka cheating, and they're raising money from special interests. And of course, those special interests have a lot of cash. And the end result, when you mix all of that stuff with a right-wing media that's so over the top and so extreme that they garner the support necessary to win in elections like this, the outcome is the Democrats are absolutely destroyed. The Democrats are like a fucking bug on a windshield that would just splattered right into it. And again, as somebody who's, a policy wonk and a political guy myself who covers this stuff day in and day out, I didn't even know the extent to which the Republicans had silently taken over. Now, imagine just for a second, they win the White House in 2016. That would mean, assuming everything else stays relatively equal, that would mean the Republicans would control everything. That would mean they have the House of Representatives, they have the Senate, they have 70% of state legislatures, 60% of the governors, 55% of the attorney generals and the secretaries of state. And, I mean, you could kiss Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid as we know it goodbye. I mean, they're already waging a war on these different things. And again, at a state level, I think liberals underestimate how important that is, having control of a political system at the state level. And that's the most depressing part of all this, is that when you look at the opinion polls, the American people agree with Bernie Sanders. I mean, there's maybe 2 issues, 3 at most, where they disagree with a guy like Bernie Sanders, but on virtually every issue, they are Bernie Sanders. So how can it be that they're with him, but they're electing people who are effectively the polar opposite of him? Well, again, we just described it. It all comes down to redistricting, gerrymandering, suppressing the vote, cheating, and taking big money, because money in politics has effectively made it so we don't have a democracy anymore. The politicians don't give a fuck what you think. They just don't. That's not hyperbole. That's not stretching it. There's political science research that came out of Princeton not that long ago, which backs this up 100%. So we got to fight back, man. The Democrats need to, well, number one, obviously get money out of politics. That's issue number one. But then apart from that, the Democrats need to learn how to wage effective campaigns and how to be aggressive and how to double down on their messaging and how to get the base excited. They don't do that, and they don't do that largely because most of the Democrats today are more the Hillary Clinton variety. They're more of the Obama or Bill Clinton variety where they're just, centrist, pro-establishment, pro-corporation Democrats, and they don't get us excited. Whereas if you look at somebody like Bernie, you look at somebody like Alan Grayson or Elizabeth Warren, they're the ones that generate excitement. And I guarantee you, even with the game being rigged against Democrats, if we had an entire Democratic Party that was like those people, Alan Grayson, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, we would probably override the odds and make it so that the Democrats would win much more and we wouldn't see numbers like we're seeing right now, and we wouldn't have gotten destroyed in the election yesterday like we did.